right, welcome to the next lecture, and actually we're in the next section now. So we're making up, a lot of ground, and we're now starting to get into kind of wrapping up a lot of the analog stuff that we've been talking about. So in this section, which is going to be composed of a lot of lectures, we are going to go through the material that you see on the screen right here loosely and probably add a bunch of different stuff. But like we've been doing, we've been roughly following my book just as an outline, so that we have something kind of to look at for notes, and then something for me to follow, because this is kind of our general plan for the analog material. But after we get past maybe I think we're going to go another chapter, maybe two chapters. Then we're going to kind of go off on our own and do material just that we want to do about this subject. So, but first we got to kind of do the fundamentals. So we're just going to keep doing this. Anyway, so in this section, we're going to talk about mechanical components a little bit more. We've been talking about this. And again, we're going to repeat ourselves, all through the course. So we'll talk about things more than once, which is, how we learn them. We're going to talk about capacitors again. We're going to talk about inductors. We're going to look at charging and discharging of capacitors, inductors, a little bit more of how they work, from a physics model point of view, and to kind of hopefully give you a little bit more insight into them. We're going to talk about filter design, which is going to be fun. We're going to do low pass, high pass filters. We're going to build a lot of different little things. Let's see. Another thing that we're going to do, which is not on here, we're going to play around with some AC circuits. So we are going to plug into the wall voltage, the 120, and hopefully I don't blow anything up or start on fire, but that's going to be fun. And we're going to kind of come up with a model. We'll test it and build it, and then we'll plug it into the 120 carefully, and I'll show you how to safely do these kinds of exercises and circuit design. We're going to do some more simulation. So again, we're not using Circuit Maker yet to design any circuits. We just don't know enough to do anything interesting yet. We're going to get there. But we're going to use another tool for simulation, Proteus, and we're going to use that to simulate some of the stuff that we're going to work on. We're also going to play with MATLAB, which you probably have heard of it. If not, it's a matrix laboratory. It's one of the biggest mathematics packages in existence, and it is super awesome. You can basically figure out anything you want with it. So we're going to play with that a little bit, which will be a lot of fun. And let's see here, what else? We're going to go back to diodes again, talk about those just a little bit more in the context of building power supplies. We'll talk about half wave and full wave rectification. And let's see, we're going to design some power supplies. We're going to do, we'll do a 3.3 volt power supply, a 5 volt power supply, and we won't build it, but we'll talk about buck boost power supplies, buck and boost supplies that are, require inductors so that you can increase voltages or decrease voltages used in battery systems, or when you have a higher voltage and you need a lower voltage, or you have a lower voltage and you need a higher voltage. So we'll talk a little about those. And let's see here. We've already talked about transistors, so it's not really going to be an introduction to transistors. We're going to talk about them again, but we are going to kind of jump into using them as building blocks for digital logic. So we'll build a couple circuits to show how to do some logic stuff, so that'll be fun. And let's see. And then we're going to talk about just some random topics about generating clocks and some things like that that you need kind of in digital circuits, and just some other things that we'll just make up as we go. All right. So anyway, so let's go ahead and finish up this. We'll just do this like a little intro lecture, and then why don't you meet me in the next lecture, and then we'll start into some more mechanical components. Okay, so I'll see you then. Bye.